Alright, my people. So there have been a trending videos I have been seeing online about one of the Ghanaian top opposition party calling on Igbos and discriminating Igbos in general. This information came after there was a misinformation about a person or about an Igbo king in Ghana. And I also do came across one of the blogger in Nigeria called Parara, one of the news media, demonstrate and call on Igbos. He said one of the Igbos made himself a prime minister in Finland, and another Igbo who is Mazin Nantekano, and whatever he was saying about Kenya, right? So I want to address some certain issues here about Igbo identity. After this whole situation, I want to use this opportunity to demonstrate the real identity of Igbos. I am a chief. I am Chief Akajimba, and I am well respected both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. But that is not the case. The case is that Igbo's tradition requires them to have a community any place they are in the world. That is how Igbo tradition is. In Igbo culture, there is something we call kindred. This kindred is a smaller number of people. They manage themselves. And even before that, there is something I want you guys to understand. Community is not about when you have 1 million people in a smaller amount of place. When you have 3, 4, 5 people agreeing to the same ideology, that is your own community. People who believes you, people who loves you, people who can defend you even in your absence. That is your own community. So our culture requires every Igbo man to join 1 or 2 community any place he is. That is why we tell our young ones, before you travel outside Nigeria or going any place in the world, any place you go and you don't find your Igbo brothers there, don't stay there. When you find them, go and join their community. This community we're talking about, some people run their own on social media nowadays. They will have like WhatsApp group, they will have like all those kind of things. So, but in times of crime, anyone criticizing Igbos or pointing fingers at Igbos, they are doing this and that, is an enemy of Igbos. Because everyone commits crime. Whether you are black, whether you are white, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are from South Africa or Ghanaians, crime is crime. Crime doesn't have a color. Sometimes we come to social media here just for we to talk about what we are experiencing, but in times of generalizing some certain situation becomes a problem within our African brothers. That is where the division comes in our life. You don't condemn the whole people because one person committed a crime. There is always a good person. There is always a bad person. And these are individual matters. It's not about tribes and countries. So people condemning Igbo community are also having their own community. But the problem is, how do you guys present this your community to the public? So all these things you guys are seeing is just a misinformation about Igbo identity. We do have community any place in the world. That is how we are. Even if we are just small number of people, we form that community. We can be running it either on WhatsApp, social media, or even in person. We meet up in person when if it's necessary. Someone who acquired the land in Ghana, who wants to build his own community there, if he is a citizenship and he have a title deed of that property, is his right. He can do whatever he wants to do there as far as it's legal. So all this thing trending is a miss of information, because the only problem I see about some Igbos is how they demonstrate their frustration about Biafra freedom outside Nigeria. You go to another man's land, you form, I don't know how they register this thing. Is it like an entity or organization or something like that? Each and every time they gather together, discuss about Biafra's issues in another man's land. Apart from that, I don't see anything wrong in having a community where you can also protect each other and guide each other, even in businesses and some stuff like that. But you cannot use it to be against Igbos, because not all Igbos believe in the ideology of Biafra freedom. So if you want to talk about Biafra, you talk about Biafra. If you want to talk about crime, you talk about crime. If you want to talk about businesses, talk about businesses. Not coming to criticize a particular tribe, like maybe your tribe don't do crimes, or maybe your tribe don't do. It doesn't work like that. All of these things are individuals' difference.